third sessions from PKMK, FK, UGM, KMK, UGM, and MDMC. That's the person here. Okay, yeah. Okay, so maybe you will have 30 minutes, and after that I will give you a sign for the remaining 5 minutes. Thank you very much. Yes, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Check. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, all the visitors of House of Resiliency of Indonesia. Please, we have a session after this. My name is Satrio, I will be the moderator. And I will invite 3 of our speakers. First, Mr. Chandra Sembiring from KUN. Please give him applause. And then the second one from Muhammadiyah Disaster Management Center, Mr. Ahmad Mutakin Alim, he is an anesthesiologist. Please welcome. And the last one, Mr. Gede Yulian Yogadita, he is a pharmacist, a researcher from Center for Health Policy and Management. Please welcome. Okay, so I will give you each question for the speakers. First of all, from Mr. Chandra Sembiring. Well, what is your organization role, or what is your organization do in the pandemic or in the disaster condition, so people who are affected can get the health services, because we are talking about strengthening the health facility and health services in disaster and pandemic situation. Thank you.
No slide or video?
Dari panitia?
Maybe through video.
Oke. Bukan.
Atau mau ini dulu, terserah. Videonya udah di... Udah dari... Oh. Iya. Oh, okay.
While we're preparing the video, so maybe you can give the...
Change.
Okay. Maybe you can give the answer first while we are talking, while we are preparing the video.
Oh, okay. So the question is about COVID or about emergency response?
Emergency response.
Emergency response. Okay. KUN Humanity System, we are a non-profit organization based in Bandung. We are focused on emergency response and volunteer pool. How to react rapidly, and the goal is how to life-saving, how to decrease the morbidity, especially after the disaster, and we always try to reach the location area maybe in 24 or 48 hours before, and then we are consist of medical doctor, psychological, and then logistical, and our focus is medical and psychosocial response. Yeah.
Well, I heard that your volunteers can get into the the remote area while no other volunteers can get there. Can you please tell us what you guys doing?
Yeah, this is a big challenge. From what we are talking, what we are discussing in GPDRR, how to how to make more local in our response, in our program. So that's our challenges also, because sometimes in remote area, disaster in remote area or in islanders or archipelago area. So we need to make a volunteer pool or volunteer base. So right now we have 8 volunteer pool in different area in Sulawesi, in Kalimantan, in Borneo, in Lombok, in Java and Sumatra, and we try to train them how to make assessment and then how to coordinate, how to make supply chain and prepare the response from our side.
Response from your side, okay. Well, that's interesting. Do you have, maybe you can tell us the last experience in disaster, maybe in Palu or in Lombok, about your organization, what your volunteers do, like that?
So our last response is COVID-19 response. So we respond in most of the area. So the government established the COVID-19 Satgas COVID-19 desa, yeah, task force, yeah, village task force. So we try to train the village task force COVID how to make program in the level area, and then the last is mental health for health worker in COVID-19 pandemic in Jawa Barat Hospital.
Mental health for health worker. Okay, thank you very much. So let's go to the second speaker. He is Mr. Ahmad Mutakin Alim. He is an anesthesiologist and he is a head in the emergency unit of PKU Muhammadiyah Bantul. He is also in part of education and training division in MDMC, and he is now a lecturer of about disaster medicine and faculty of medicine Universitas Ahmad Dahlan. Please, Dr. Alim, the time is yours.
Ini langsung slide-nya nggak apa-apa, Mas? Good morning, everybody. I have a confusing to use bahasa Indonesia or bahasa Inggris because the committee asked me to talk in bahasa Indonesia, after that in English, after that in bahasa Indonesia again. So my slide is mixed between bahasa Indonesia and bahasa Inggris. That may be confusing. I have not. It will be okay. Let's talk about the hospital as the danger area, as the weak institution. Why weak? Because it's very high risk institution, but we have to make it resilient. Slide. But for now, let me to tribute this slide to Pak Yuri. Pak Yuri is former of the head of the crisis center and the top person of the COVID-19 government. Slide. I will part my presentation to three parts. The first of all, I have to introduce the Muhammadiyah and what Muhammadiyah did before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and after the pandemic. Muhammadiyah is Indonesian NGO that has 400 and something hospital and clinics in Indonesia. It's a huge number, and we have to think how to save the hospital. So we start from, since 2008, we developed the programs with other NGOs, other government, such as Australian government, WHO and the other. We make a hospital community preparedness for disaster, hospital preparedness emergency program, and etc., etc. Slide. So in this program, we have a standard of what is safe hospital adopted from WHO standard. What is safe hospital? According to Muhammadiyah, safe hospital is hospital that able to regulate the disaster hazard or potential hazard. The secondly, hospital that's not broken after the event. The third, if it's broken, will continue its business and continue the service without stopping. And the fourth is hospital that can cooperate with other stakeholders in disaster. Under the standard, we make a 4 standard and 11 parameter of Rumah Sakit Aman Bencana. The first standard is about management and regulation, human resource, structure and infrastructure, cooperation and integration. It's adopted from standard of WHO, but we develop some detail in that. Slide. The first parameter is about management. I will underline asuransi. Beside the management, beside the system, we have to talk about the insurance of the hospital. We have no insurance in a hospital in Indonesia, and it's a big problem for us. Parameter 3 on 4, we have a resource, 5 till 8 standard for structure and infrastructure, but in pandemic, maybe structure is not that's not broken, but infrastructure we need to make more hard work. And the 9 till 11 is community development, hospital that work together with government institution and other institution. And the last parameter, hospital that active in disaster risk reduction in this area. The next, this parameter we will talk in detail after this. During the attack of pandemic, hospital response and resilience must be strong. So what we have done in these 3 years? Slide. I have to make a big picture of Muhammadiyah first, because the Muhammadiyah Hospital is a part of Muhammadiyah movement, the big Muhammadiyah movement, that that Muhammadiyah pushed 86 hospitals to face the disaster, pandemic in this case, and we serve thousands patients and etc. Outside of hospital, Muhammadiyah work not only for health, but also with another problem in community. Slide. We have a, how to say in English, 46 juta jiwa. How to say in English? 46 million people that Muhammadiyah served in this pandemic. Not only for health, but as well for livelihood, for meat, for etc. The Muhammadiyah is huge organization. Now, so I talk about the hospital response in detail. What hospitals done in these years? Slide. You see that this picture, this circle picture, there's standard for regulation and system. In first stage of pandemic in Indonesia, we make a incident command system. We activate incident command system and make a standard of care for patient, standard of care of patient outside the COVID. And next slide. We make a standard for hospital daily service, such as telemedicine. Slide berikutnya. We make a simulation before the pandemic attack our hospital. This is simulation of our hospital before the pandemic. And self-insurance. During the disaster or pandemic attack, we have a very hard problem with financial. Till now, 7 billion rupiah, 7 miliar rupiah, it's delayed claim that we have to solve this to pay our needs, daily needs, such as slide sebelumnya, such as medicine, payment, and etc. etc. So this is a big problem for our hospital. Slide berikutnya. Human resource standard. We do a socialization or training and source capability. We recruit new people. Human resource efficiency, safety, and etc. etc. Slide. Infrastructure is most attacked in this case because we have to make surge capacity. We enlarge emergency department 4 times. We have a 5 bed before the pandemic and now 20 bed during the pandemic. It's very huge and very expensive investment. We make isolation room. It's about 2 billion rupiah to build during the pandemic. We make a ICU for COVID because we cannot mix the non-COVID patient and COVID patient, and etc. etc. Slide. Slide. Yeah. Improvisation. We not prepared well for pandemic. So we have to do more improvisation daily. In this picture, I make a kind of video laryngoscope for intubation because it's safer than conventional technique. Slide. We don't have even good international standard that fixed to all phases. So we have to improvise. It's very detailed, but it's very useful for saving life. Slide. This is a transporter isolation, portable isolator for patient. We have used UV sterilizer. We made it by ourselves, not buying anywhere. We make it. Slide. It's a kind of air section for intubation, make it safer. So many improvisation. This, yeah. Slide berikutnya. We don't have any ventilator number that fit to patient number. We don't have any NIV, non-invasive ventilator. So we make it by the face mask and the Jackson wrist installation to saving life without any ventilator because we don't have any ventilator. We only have 3 ventilators before the pandemic, and we have to make improvisation to saving life. Slide. Efficiency. During pandemic, you know that there is a problem with oxygen supply, so we have to off another installation of oxygen in another unit. We only open it in emergency room, ICU, and operating room. So it's we have a problem with oxygen limitation. Slide. Besides that, there are many issues that hospital make patient being COVID or COVIDisasi or we have to educate people about the pandemic as well, outside of our service for patient. Slide. The cooperation and integration. This is very important for hospital to make a cooperation before the pandemic, before the disaster. During the pandemic, the cooperation very useful enough. We got very much help from such as Temasek Foundation from Singapore. Or this is very interesting that that picture, there are community of pigeon racing. This is not related to health and hospital, but they donate to buy ventilator. Slide. Slide. Yeah. How about after the attack or near after attack? We have to build back better. So we make kind of program with the USAID for 30 hospital. They trained to develop the ICU and the system, the human resource, the tools, the medical equipment, etc.
Dr. Alim, I'm sorry, 2 minutes left.
Okay. This is last slide. What is the take-home message? Slide. The first, hospital is not alone and cannot be lonely. We have to help hospital during the disaster. Hospital is not super body. Hospital need our help. Second, and the third is knowledge, planning, improvisation is important. Build back better is the part of the response. And the very last and very serious thing that we have to talk seriously about hospital business continuity management. Because without this, how to pay 7 billion rupiah if the hospital is weak, if hospital doesn't have any business continuity management. This is what Muhammadiyah done. Maybe I hope it's very useful for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please give applause for Dr. Alim. He's an sociologist from PKU Muhammadiyah, Bantul. And then let's go back to the first part. We have a video from Kun. It's ready now. So, okay. Here it is. Please enjoy the video.
Ini semua putus jalan. Jaringan komunikasi ini tidak ada.
Di setiap desa ini ada pengungsinya, tapi udah lari ke ketinggian. Ini wilayah ini semuanya terdampak yang paling parah. Ini kalau dijangkau ini memang agak sulit Pak medannya ini. Harus pakai speedboat keliling, biar bisa dijangkau semua kalau mau turun.
Ini sebagian nanti psikolog kita gerak ke luar, karena mereka butuh juga psikolog ke sana. Jadi kita sebagian dekat, sebagian bisa datang ke luar.
Ibu lebih susah narik nafas apa buang nafas?
Mungkin makanan pengungsi tidak kekurangan, tapi kalau untuk terpal, alas tidur ini kekurangan. Kalau seandainya berlangsung seperti ini terus, ispa pasitus meningkat, kemudian diare pasitus meningkat, ini jadi satu masalah. Nah ini perlu kita kasih keluar infonya segera supaya di sana dipercepat.
Yang 7400 tinggi sekali itu.
Diminumnya obatnya ya.
Soalnya demamnya udah tinggi banget.
Gantian lah, dulu dia yang merawat, sekarang kita yang merawat.
Bilang sama anak, surga ada di telapak kaki ini.
Yang paling cepat menenangkan itu pelukan sebenarnya. Jadi sebenarnya suami istri sekarang harus pelukan, tapi tidak berencana untuk membuat yang baru. Kalau yang jomblo ya nikmati saja dulu.
Maluku Utara terakhir itu gempa bumi sebesar itu sekitar 1960-an, tepatnya di 63.
Di sini semua ini sudah hilang, yang ini semua sudah hilang, sisa yang di bawah yang bangka besar.
Waktu goyang itu Pak, tak bisa lari Pak. Semua dia banting-banting sama bola, kencang sekali.
Sampai lari pun tak sanggup.
Tak bisa. Tak bisa lari.
Yang rusak parah 120, hampir semua rata nih.
Ada mati tuh korban tuh, ibu anak satu yang cucu tuh yang meninggal tuh ditindis oleh apa ini? Karena satu lirang tindis dia punya di sini, jadi bengkak di sini juga telobang.
Ya teman-teman yang lain lagi cari semua orang tua mereka. Ya mau gimana lagi, yang evakuasi sudah memberi jalan.
Thank you. So we are talking about the strengthening in health facility and health services in disaster and pandemic situation. Dr. Chandra Sembiring showed how their friends from Kun become a first responder in some disaster, and then Dr. Alim showed about how the hospital became a health facility which needs resilient and overcome the surge capacity. And this is the last speaker, Mr. Gede Yulian. He will talk about the system, which is comprehensive and resilience also. Please give us your insight. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Satrio, for your comments on this. As we heard from the previous speakers, that part of the health systems held by the colleagues from the NGOs and also from the hospitals is part of the health system, part of the comprehensive health system. So I'm from the Gadjah Mada University, from the medical faculties, public health, and also nursing faculties. We try to connecting the dots, how this can be documented by the local health authority. So as Dr. Ali mentioned, we will not walk alone during the time of disaster, also in the time before and after the disaster. So, but how we will ensure that things happen? By developing the right contingency plan led by the local authorities, from the health sector, the Dinas Kesehatan, the DHO and PHO. So we from the university try to engage these actors, humanitarian actors such as the NGOs and big NGOs like Muhammadiyah. They have this hospital and the safe health facilities initiative into the grand plan action of health contingency plan. Afterwards, this health contingency plan in province or district level will connect with the BPBD contingency plan, and it will connect with the national health contingency plan and also connect again with the national disaster management agency contingency plan. That's the whole idea. And also I would like to thank you for the Caritas Germany to let this thing happen. As we can see how this happened in Center Sulawesi, and the capacity of Center Sulawesi Dinas Kesehatan, the PHO and DHO, also can assist the neighboring province in West Sulawesi during the earthquake happened. So this is the outcome of the things that we do. We try to connecting the dots into one plan, and this plan implemented very well by the local capacity, by the local DHO and PHO and the local hospital. So they not only resilience to the disaster strikes within their own area, but they can also assist the neighboring province or districts which is struck by the disaster. So this is the concept of the localization that Gadjah Mada University, Faculty of Medicine and Public Health Nursing, especially under the Center of Health Policy and Management. So this is what we are doing, and we will try to engage more and more participants. So here in the marketplace, we can see many of us also working in the same disaster situation. But the question is whether we walk in the same direction, whether we walk in the direction which wanted by the government, which wanted by the local government. Will we be in line with them? So this is where the connecting business initiative come. We try to connecting the dots with the government strategy, with the local government strategy, with the local government plan. So they know who to coordinate, where to coordinate, and how to coordinate. This is our big challenge in the future, but together we can, and we will ensure the government, the national government, and also local government have the same understanding with us, with the same understanding with the local humanitarian actor and also international donor. That's the important thing. I think that's from my side, Dr. Satrio. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gede. So That's all from our speakers. We still have about 1-2 minutes. Maybe there is any question from the audience. Ada pertanyaan dari para pengunjung?
So if I don't think there will be a question. So if you can see in the behind screen, we will try to facilitate the development of the health contingency plan into the TTX, the tabletop exercise. So as mentioned by Dr. Alim, they have difficulty to have a claim 7 billion rupiah. This is part of the TTX. So the TTX will be operational TTX, not only narrative, not only just some for showing for the YouTube or others, no. But we want to have this TTX operational, implementable, and the local government understand how to involve the local capacity. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me, oh yeah. Okay, so that's all from us. Thank you very much. Please give us some applause. Thank you.